Good day. Today is the 4th day of February 2013. I wanted to make this small document and send it out to get either verification or just to be a witness for times that are ahead. While I was doing my regular Bible study on the last Sabbath, which was February 2nd, I decided to look up a topic which is in the Bible, the bottomless pit. I have been doing some research on things that may not have been related to it, but they all seem to come into one, and I will outline my findings in this video. Number one, I believe that the globe is shifting. I believe that the planet is shifting, right? What would bring me to such a conclusion? There are very specific events taking place now that I believe are a prelude to what happens in Revelation, and people need to be warned. More specifically, if the Lord has really given me this understanding, I don't know what is the reason for it, but I think I need to do something with it, and this is what I am doing. Right. Number one, storms are going further north than they used to. Normally, hurricanes would stop at the Florida Peninsula, but within the past couple of years, they have been going further north. They have been going up, and the last one ended up in New York, which is very unusual. Number two, the aurora borealis, the northern lights, have come further south. The northern light, which were normally visible from the northern hemisphere of Canada, have now been reported to be visible as far down as Ontario. Number three, the moon has a distinct and well-documented set of markings on it, and the markings seem to have moved, rotated to some degree, and I believe that it's not so much that the moon has rotated, but that it is the earth, so our perspective of it has changed. It is easy to verify. You can get old pictures of the moon from reliable sources such as NASA, and some of the newer pictures might be really hard to get, but if you know some photographers, or you could Google it and get up-to-date pictures from a year or so, right? And you could compare the both of them and see the difference, as I have done. Number four, animals seems to be having problem migrating. Birds die and fall out of the sky many times. Fishes swim ashore or just die. It seems that the magnetosphere, the thing that they use to navigate with, might still be in its place, but the land mass is moving. The land mass under the shroud has shifted. Number five, extreme winters in some countries, higher north like Russia and China, and extreme heat waves and drought in southern hemisphere countries such as Australia. Number six, many earthquakes and minor earthquakes happening globally. There is a website that tracks the seismic events, and for the past month I've been following it every few days or so. Not religiously, but every few days, and it's been amazing. Every single day in December coming into January, there have been more than 12 earthquakes over 3 points on the Richter scale around the world. Some would not be felt, some have been in the ocean, but there have been like massive increase in seismographic activity. And I was looking at something and they said like 10 volcanoes erupted. I haven't confirmed that, but it would go along with what has been happening. Number 7, another indicator, sinkholes opening up in China, as confirmed in the Bayou area in, I think is Mississippi in the US. There has been a whole area that is just marshland that has been turned into a sinkhole. In the US, some roads have been eroded. I don't have the information in front of me, but these are confirmed reports. There are others that I would not mention because I am not sure if they were real. And many other things happening globally that just does not fit the pattern of natural living. The natural scheme of things that we are accustomed to. And people are so busy being entertained, they can't see what's happening, right? I believe that in the coming months there is an event that is going to take place that is spoken of in Revelation chapter 9. That is the pit being opened, the bottomless pit by name. Where is the bottomless pit, you might ask? I believe it is a literal place that is spoken of in the Bible. It is mentioned in Psalms. The book of Genesis speaks that the water came up from the deep, right? And to bring up that much water, it could be the water tables. I checked that theory, but to bring up that much water to cover the highest mountain, 15 cubits and up, it would have to have some sort of reservoir within the earth that could hold it, and then the Bible tells you that it went down gradually, right? And apparently it took all the giants and the unwanted elements with it down into the earth. I'm not trying to convince you, I'm just putting this out as a testimony of sorts. But I do hope that if you have time that you could look, and I'll be grateful to get feedback, either confirming or giving me proper reason why this is not so. I believe that the bottomless pit is hidden by the polar regions, which are commonly known as the North and the South Pole. It can be called the bottomless pit because it has no base or top, right? Not because it is infinite, but because it is like, think of a bucket. A bucket might be 2 feet high, but if you cut the bottom off of it, it's just one tube, right? There are theories that believe that the planet Earth is hollow. There is a cavern, and that the entrance to this cavern is covered by the ice caps, right? It may sound strange, but considering what the Bible says, that when this bottomless pit is open, spoken of in Revelation chapter 9, that the sun would be blackened and locusts, which I believe are demonic entities, would come forth from the bottomless pit, right? There is also some other stuff that I've been researching. Actually, while I was researching this, the second one came up more prominent. The second being that everything that is going to happen in the book of Revelations, with the seals being broken and the plagues that will come upon the whole earth and the vials being poured out, all of them were shadowed in the book of Exodus, where Moses contested the Pharaoh to let the people of God go. It's the same exact plagues, and in the second audio I will expand on that.